Trev. Takers. I told you I will start here in English and go to Spanish. Doug.
Two questions. Was there something wrong with Joseph's thigh tonight? And what did Toronto do well to kind of stifle your opportunities?
Well, Joseph had a small issue with his hamstring during the the Monday training. Yeah, the Monday training. He pulled himself out at that training, half of the training. So it was a small injury. But yeah, of course, it's always in your back of your mind, when you make a full sprint or something. So he chose his moment, yeah, very. He chose his moments. So yeah, sometimes you saw, hey, yeah, he's not the Joseph, of course, that we didn't that we want to see, but. I think the second half you saw three times when he made his sprint. There was nothing really wrong, so he had to get more confidence in that moment. So that was the case, and Pogba had the same issue, but he could play also. So we were a little bit doubtful, the start of this game that two maybe after 5 minutes can drop out, but yeah, we took the risk, and I think if I look back, I would make the decision again. Joseph always is there, when we needed him, and I had to believe, and he also, that we also can use him today to make a decisive goal. And of course, he was close, but yeah, not close enough today. What did Toronto well? Well, they defended quite well, and I just told the boys, I cannot blame the guys, Of course, yeah, we have to make our opportunities, and we controlled, I think, 95% of the whole game. And if you can do that against a side like Toronto, who wants to do pressure high up, and you saw already in the end of the first half, they were already, looking to the sideline. They have to drop more deeper and play more compact because they couldn't get the pressure on us. And so I was really satisfied. We had our chances, and of course, the penalty and maybe a red card. I don't know what the rules exactly are, but you see a lot of times they give a red card in that moment and a penalty, and now they gave a yellow card. But yeah, when it's 2-0, they have to come more, and they made quickly the equalizer. And yeah, that moment, yeah, we control the game again, and yeah, I had really believed that we're gonna make that goal, and yeah, one moment of a little bit lack of concentration. Darlington and Nagby was on the ground. People were thinking it's a foul. They didn't react well, and I think somebody already could, make a smart foul at that moment to realize that, we were a little bit with much men in front of the ball, but still, they did the discipline, track back, and of course it's a great goal. But it's the second time they shoot on the goal from distance and they scored, and that's very harsh, And but again, I had the feeling a little bit the same against Dallas. We were losing 2-0, but I cannot, put the finger on it that hey, this we did wrong. Yeah, we had to score, of course. That's we did wrong. That's for sure. But for the rest, if you can control and play like this against Toronto side, who is really, was moving up with his performance the last couple of weeks, and I spoke to the manager also, and he said, yeah, we didn't deserve it, but yeah, they are in the final, we not, and that's harsh again, and. But that's sport, and that makes it also the beauty of sport. It's a part of life, and we have to continue. And we had a great season, and we wanted to end it not like this, of course, but it ended like this, and we could look back, I think, very proudly what we achieved.
Chris?
The first goal, it looked like that Pasquello dropped off and maybe dragged Michael Parkhurst with him. I was wondering if you thought that goal was sort of created by Pasquello's movement.
I think the two movements. I think it was Osorio who made a run behind, and then Pozzuelo, because he's a false nine, drops in. But then we have to play zonal because there was no pressure on Simon at that moment. He could easily, choose his man. So then we have to mark the most dangerous man. But still, I think we had enough time to recover. I think we didn't react well on the long ball, and then, of course, he cuts inside and he shoots it well because it was really, on the side of the net. But he's right-footed, so we can do better, I think, in those cases. But it was really the first time they tried to attack us, and a long ball, and we knew that. We said Simon always wants to give long balls; he loves that, and still we get a little bit surprised, and we get punished for that in that moment.
Frank, two questions. Did you think about taking off Joseph, considering the injury that you knew you had?
Yes, of course, I was considering that, but then I saw, the two times that he really made a sprint and almost made the goal. So I thought, okay, maybe now he's over it, and just think, okay, just let it go, and he could continue. So of course it passed my mind, that's for sure. But again, he was so important this season for us, and you saw, sometimes you saw that glimpse again that he was gone, and so I had still the confidence that when the chance comes, he will be on the right spot.
And the team at Atlanta United, you guys are sharp. I mean, they're very sharp on the ball. How frustrating is it to try to break down a defense that at times had 6 to 7 defenders in the back?
Yeah, that's difficult, of course, and you saw yesterday, with. LAFC, how hard it is to play against a very disciplined Seattle, and they really played great, I think, Seattle, and they deserved it to win. They did also, but we had the control, I think, more than LAFC. And so, I think we deserved it more, and also because we had the chance, with it to make the 2-0, and then maybe, the game can be over, and. So it's hard, when to try to find those spaces. But still, I think we had sometimes, or maybe half chances, and I think still we have like 200% chances almost, and like 4 or 5 half chances, and they didn't, pass the halfway line, I think.
Frank, I know it's difficult now just to kind of look back and reflect, but when you look back at the season, where do you think this team has improved the most, and where can they improve? Where can they further improve for next season?
Well, I think right now that we can, what we can already saw, the last couple of weeks, that we can really swap from system. I think that's a very big advantage. The other side, I think we struggled in the beginning, especially when to play compact and when we have to play, very aggressive forward, 1 against 1. And also that, I think the last couple of weeks we did much better also today. And if you see, how Pity, played today, I think this is, how you want your number 10 plays, very disciplined, always, close to Bradley, but when we had the ball, he was every time too fast for Bradley, I think. And so, this is what you want to see from your players, from your team. And but I think the the key moments, I think, that we can improve. Recognize those moments. Hey, now I have to make a smart foul because hey, we have 5, 6 players who are already, a little bit in front of the ball, and if they escape, maybe there is a chance for them, and I think that we can improve, and so. I'm quite pleased, how the development went this season.
2 more, Felipe.
What's very likely in MLS is that after the end of the season, the rosters change quite a bit. Have you already begun to think about what the needs in your 2020 roster will be?
Of course, we thought about it, but not, really focusing on it. But now we have to do that, of course. But that I'm gonna discuss with Carlos, and he knows already a little bit my ideas. But of course, there always will be spots that can be improved. But I'm still happy, what I saw today, and it gives me a lot of confidence, for next season.
Anything else in English? Chris, finish it off.
Considering Joseph's injury, he took an early penalty. Would that have been something that, it looked like a good penalty, but could it have affected his take at all?
Yeah, well, we know how good he can take penalties, and it's it's always you rarely that he had missed it, in another occasion, not this moment. But who takes it can miss it, I always say. And he took his responsibility. He did it a lot of times, fantastic. Against America, we won the cup, and now we didn't. And but I don't blame him for that. And because again, what I said, he gave us a lot last season, but also this season.
Nosotros le creamos todo el partido, pero nada, nos quedamos con un sabor amargo y eso fue.
Ezequiel, cuando han estado tan cerca de llegar a una ventaja de 2 goles, que les ha desconcentrado mucho la acción del penal en este juego.
No, creo que son cosas del partido. Yo se lo pateó muy bien, el arquero adivinó dónde pateó José, pero nada, después le seguimos creando situaciones todo el partido, lo tuvimos ahí, cosas del partido.
¿Qué pasó en el segundo gol? O sea, ¿qué fue la jugada que se desconcentraron? ¿Qué pasó?
No, fue una jugada media rápida que por ahí salimos a presionar muy alto y quedamos mal parados, pero bueno, el jugador de ellos sacó un muy buen remate y lo hizo.
¿Qué era lo que le pedían ustedes al árbitro?
Creo que fue falta a Darlington, que por ahí no la vieron del VAR, no la vio el árbitro, pero bueno, siempre juega en contra para Atlanta United del VAR, pero nada.
Después de tantas oportunidades de gol, ¿qué crees que fue lo que les hizo falta? ¿Qué crees que es lo que pasó?
Acertada, creo que en los últimos metros tratar de terminar bien la jugada, por ahí nos faltó eso, pero como te dije, nos vamos con un sabor muy amargo, triste porque queríamos llegar más lejos.
Se dice que el fútbol nunca es justo, hoy no fue justo, entonces para ti el resultado.
No fue justo, creo que como te dije, patearon 2 veces, hicieron 2 goles, nosotros le creamos todo el partido, ellos tuvieron fino a la hora de terminar bien la jugada y fue por eso que se quedaron con el partido.
En lo personal, ¿cuál es su balance de esta temporada con el Atlanta United?
Creo que hicimos un buen semestre, una gran temporada, después de un cambio de entrenador, muchas cosas cambian en el club y creo que fue un año justo y merecíamos un poquito más.
Y a nivel personal, ¿cómo evaluas tu año?
Bien, creo que he tenido muy buen año gracias a mis compañeros que me dieron la confianza, el cuerpo técnico también, la verdad que muy contento.
¿Lograste algún logro personal en esta temporada?
No, tratar de sumar para el equipo siempre, de aportarle lo mejor en cada partido y nada, eso.
Al final del partido perdiendo 2-1, todo el mundo para arriba. ¿Cuál fue la instrucción del técnico en ese momento? ¿Qué estaban buscando en ese momento?
Didn't go the way we wanted to. Disappointing, obviously. Yeah, that, it hurts. And I think we've probably played one of our best games all year against a really good opponent. And, for them to score 2 goals like that and beat us with that it's frustrating, but, credit to them. They obviously took their chances and didn't think they deserved to win today, but, that they move on and they play for an MLS Cup and we don't, unfortunately.
it one of those losses kind of that you felt like maybe something was missing in the end, or you just credit the goalie? It was just hard to get past in the second half? Or?
Yeah, I mean, they were obviously defending really deep, and that kind of limits our chances in a way where we can't get clear chances on goal. And obviously, in the first half, the penalty and possible red card is obviously a massive game changer. And in that way, we didn't get either. So then 2 minutes or whatever minutes later, we concede the 1-1. It's a little bit of a slap in the face, but we responded really well. We played really well, and it's just cruel. The game is cruel sometimes, and tonight was one of those nights.
Are there any positives you can take away from the season? I mean, you battled a lot of injuries. You made it to the finals again. I mean, are there some good things you can at least take away?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we can't forget that we won 2 trophies this year. The Open Cup, and obviously the first MLS winner of the Campeones Cup MLS team. So it's definitely a very, very good year, I think. Coming off a short rest, I think we were the best champion, coming off of a championship season. So obviously, it didn't have the fairy tale ending that we wanted, and you can't get it every year, but, it's still, I think, long term, I think we'll still look very positive back to this year.
How will you use this time off? Will you kind of step away from soccer a little bit? Will you kind of...
Yeah, I'm not going to say that the next 10 days will be tough until MLS Cup's over, but after that, I'm excited to kind of get away and, kind of heal all my smaller injuries up and kind of just take a breather, because last off season wasn't that long, and obviously we've had a really tough year physically and mentally, and it'd be a bit longer this year, so that will I want to be ready for Champions League next year, obviously, and we'll kind of see what happens, obviously, in the off season and stuff like that. But I'm excited, to kind of rest.
Julian, does the finality of it kind of hit you with the final whistle, or is it still a little numb?
It's still a little numb, It's just like I don't think you can grasp it all right away. It's difficult, and. But then, seeing them kind of celebrate on your field really hurts, and being in the locker room, the heads are down and everybody's kind of like, man, we had a chance to play for another cup at home. It's obviously it hurts,
It's going to be a different makeup for every team every year, but to say goodbye to somebody like Parkey on this team, what's that going to be like?
Yeah, it's it hurts to lose him. He's a great guy, and I'll miss him. I'm sure everybody in this locker room will miss him, and he's had a great career, and I'm getting a little emotional, but. Yeah, I mean that's that's the step he wants to take, and he's had an incredible career. I'm so thankful for everything he's done for us, everything he's done for me, and just happy that I've gotten to play with him and I've gotten to know him.
Is it emotion just because of what he's meant for you or the season?
Yeah, in general, everything. I think he means a lot to us, as a team, and yeah, I mean he's a good friend of mine, and not to have him around in the locker room and on a daily basis, seeing him, talking to him about different things, and I certainly miss that.
What does it say about this team, though? 3 seasons, 3 playoff appearances, what you guys have been able to accomplish?
Yeah, I mean, but that standard was set right from the first, basically when Arthur Blank signed the paperwork, and with MLS, and that he wanted to have a championship caliber team, and he has that, and he has that franchise that, will compete for championships every year. And that's just the way he set it up, and then obviously the front office set it up that way, and it'll continue to be that way. I think we'll be able to play for championships in the future, and every year we have that aspiration to be up there and to be up in the in the regular season, to play for the Supporters Shield, and then when the playoffs come, it's sometimes you win it like last year, and especially this year with the single elimination, it's obviously a bit crueler than other years.
Both number 1 seeds don't make it to MLS Cup. You guys don't make it to MLS Cup. Is this a flaw in the one-game playoff system? They get kind of 2 very good but kind of crazy goals.
No, that's the way it is. That's the game. It's soccer, and that's why I love it. And unfortunately, nights like tonight, you're probably on the right side more often than not, and tonight we weren't, so that's just kind of what it is, and I'll still have as much love for the game as I had before this night, and it's just cruel, and you just gotta go through those phases as well.
With the season coming to an end, obviously, and then your contract situation, what is your time in Atlanta been like, and do you want to be back if that is a possibility?
I don't really know. I don't, at this point, it's obviously right after the game. I don't really want to speak about that, to be honest. And there's a time for everything, and that time, is coming up, and I think, we'll kind of just have to see how the next few weeks go. Obviously, the front office has to make decisions, not just on me, but I know obviously we talk in the locker room, and there's some other guys, that feel similar, and so we'll kind of just see what happens in the next few weeks, and see what happens generally.
Last one for Julian.
There were so many questions about Frank at the start of the year. To get this far under him, just how has your opinion of him and his system evolved throughout this year?
Yeah, I mean, it changed. Obviously we changed as a team. He changed as a coach. I think we all evolved as players, as a coaching staff, as a whole group. And that was a big step. That we took. Definitely took a step in the right direction where, you sometimes you don't really know what you get with a new coach, and it was difficult to start, but we were able to rally together, and I think we have to, I don't want to speak, about myself essentially, but about all the guys in the locker room. I think we have to know that, or you guys should know that, we're a bunch of winners in there, and that's all we want to do. Go out there and win, and I think that shows every single time we step on the field, especially in big games. It's difficult. Obviously, this pill is difficult to swallow, and but yeah, credit to the coaching staff and then to all the guys in the locker room to, be able to rally together and then kind of turn this year around after a slower start.
Thank you, Julian.
Thanks,
Parker's
Julian.
was talking in the
Pointed. Everything you put into a season, everything that goes into a game like tonight, to then come up short, leaves a bitter taste in your mouth.
Julian used the word cruel. I mean, just the way they scored 2 goals, the chances you guys created. How do you just describe a game like that?
Yeah, that's part of sports. Unfortunately, we've come out on the wrong end tonight. There's been plenty of games where it's been the opposite, and we've come out on top, and we found a way to put one in the back of the net, and you have loads of the ball, you create chances, balls bouncing around the 6-yard box, what have you, and you fail to put the ball in the back of the net, and that's sports.
It's asking a lot to boil down to a simple answer, but how do you describe the season where you raise 2 cups, but ultimately it ends, with that?
Yeah, listen, I've always said we want to be a big club and a big team, and so I'm not thinking about the 2 cups that we raised earlier. That's irrelevant tonight. It's a disappointing feeling. It's a sense of anger, disappointment, frustration, a lot of emotion, and as I said, you put a lot into a game like tonight, a lot into the season. To come up short the way we did with what was at stake, it's disappointing.
Does that offset the success this season? Because a couple of guys have been saying that this was a good season. You seem to have
Yeah, listen, ask me that in a week's time. When you have time to really reflect on the season and think about it and whatnot. I mean, tonight was about tonight. It was about winning a game against Toronto, and we didn't do that.
Can you go through their 2 goals, what you saw from your perspective?
The first one, he cuts inside. It's across me. Probably the last second or two, the ball just falls off and nestles in the bottom corner. Second one, we've got bodies there. We give him time to turn at the top of the box, puts it in the top corner.
You played in your last game with Parky. What was it like playing with him?
Yeah, it's been, I said to him, it's been an absolute honor to share the field with him, to call him a teammate, a captain, a leader, a friend, to see his career, everything that he's achieved, and then, again, to go out the way we did tonight is disappointing, and that's one of the reasons it's disappointing because, he had so much at stake for someone like him, and we come up a little bit short tonight.
With that said, what does it say about this team that was able to bounce back from injuries, a new head coach this year, to make it to another, at least, final?
Yeah, I mean, it's, like I've always said, we want to be considered a big club and a big team, and, you've got to be competing for things. You got to be challenging for titles, for Eastern Conference titles. that's what it's about. And so, we hold ourselves to a high standard, and tonight we just couldn't get over the line.
How will you spend this time? Will you take some time just completely away from soccer? I mean, it's short off season.
Yeah, don't know yet. Spend time with the family, but yeah, I don't know. Have to wait and see.
Thank you, Brad.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it, Brad.
From the guys, because we played well.
Were you asking for the red card for Bradley there at the
Absolutely. Absolutely. From my view, it's an upper body foul. An upper body foul is dog, so that's the rule. But apparently, it wasn't an upper body foul. That's what he said.
What did you see on their winning goal? It kind of looks like a mad scramble.
Yeah, I just remember, obviously we're upset about, we think it's a foul on Darlington, and they catch us on a break, and we get guys back. We do well to slow up their counterattack right on top of the box and De Leon, and we have a few guys around him, and then I don't know what happens. Everybody thinks that somebody else is going to stay with the ball, and we start to pick up runners, and for half a second we let him free, and he takes a great shot. But we should have had more pressure on the ball there, obviously.
Obviously, losing is hard, but to know that it's your last season in the league and the last time in a United uniform, is it a little more emotional for you?
Yeah, of course. I don't know if the emotions have hit me yet. I'm just disappointed about the game. I'll probably think about the career here soon, but tonight it's just unfortunate. It was right there for us to host again, and like I said, the great start, a great energy from the crowd tonight. It was awesome out there, and I'll miss playing in front of those types of atmospheres for sure.
Michael, when did you know you were going to start?
Afterwards, was there anything you guys say to each other in the locker room afterwards?
Not really. No, we'll all get together at some other point, exit stuff. But Frank just spoke to the team. Said he was proud of the group for this season.
When did you know you were going to start, considering the injury, and how were you feeling about the opportunity?
Yeah, a few days ago, I knew that I would start, and I felt good this week. It responded really well, and I had to get a couple days of training to see if I could give it a go, and I was able to do that early in the week, and Frank told me I'd start a couple days ago. So I felt pretty good out there, obviously protecting it a little bit, but I didn't think it affected me.
What will you miss the most about playing with these guys?
Just the banter in the locker room. Miss playing in front of crowds like this, the atmosphere, the adrenaline, winning games and celebrating in the locker room, type of stuff.
You ended up, playing a big role down the stretch for certain these playoff games. When you were talking to the media to announce your retirement, did you think that you were going to come back like this?
No, at that time it was tough going for me personally, obviously. But it's the nature of sports, you never know. That's why you have to be prepared, and you never know when things are going to change in your fortune. So I was obviously very happy that I was able to get back in and play some games here at the end of the season and finish off my career playing rather than just watching.
Michael, do you take any extra, pride out of being able to bounce back from a lot of time off and be able to step right back in and be at the top level, I feel like?
I take solace in the fact that I ended the season, I thought, playing well. I would have been disappointed had I come out here and cost the team. Had some bad performances late in the season, but I'm just glad that didn't occur, and I could finish this season personally doing okay, and obviously disappointed, of course, in the team result.
Kelly said Kelly said it wasn't an upper body foul. Didn't say it.
Thanks, Trev. Takers. It's always going to start here in English and go to Spanish. Doug.
Nosotros le creamos todo el partido, pero bueno.